Welcome back to Rockin' Hype Sports. This is the NBA quarter season review. And right now we're talking about the Pacific Division. And right now, interesting enough, the team that you thought would be at the top of the division is not. And the team that's least likely to be at the top of the division is there. And that's just based on history, but their record proves that they're playing and that they have some fight and that there are some real interesting pieces and dynamics there, and that's the LA Clippers. Yes, the Clippers are currently 15-6 right now. I mean, in the conference, they're 10-4, so they're beating people within the West. This isn't just like, oh, they're beating up on the Eastern Conference to kind of pump up those wins. No, 10 of their wins came within the West Coast. So they're making some noise. Whether that continues, we'll see, because it just depends on their health. But credit to that organization. They've had a lot of turmoils and ups and downs and different player movements that has troubled them in the past. But it's good to see them have a good start. Golden State is second in the Pacific Division. And they're currently fourth in the West. And let's just say the drama, it's not all under the bed. I don't think so. I mean, if there's an analogy for Golden State right now, is that let's just take the Avengers. The championship and winning multiple championships is Thanos, and who was trying to pull off the power gauntlet to get more rings. And let's just say it was KD, Steph, and Clay. And just like in that situation, you got your Peter Quill, Draymond Green. He just had to punch Thanos. Just had to do it. So now everything is disrupted, and we'll see if the big snap happens to their chances. But they're too talented to say that one event like that. I mean, there's so many professionals that are within that dynamic, but there is something different happening in that team. And so it is to be seen of who is going to be the big dog, the alpha that's really going to step out. Is KD going to really keep standing and waiting in the back scenes and really compressing his game? I mean, he did in the finals appearances, and that's why he's the finals MVP. But you have to really look at that dynamic of what they have going forward, and they'll be okay. As far as them winning a championship, it's too early to say if they won't or not. But next is the Los Angeles Lakers, and they're at 13-9, which you got to credit LeBron. He's not the only one to credit in this. You also have to credit the rest of the Lakers, because they do not understand what it's like to play with someone like that. So there are players that are really trying to figure out, am I who I think I am? Am I able to play along in this? Am I going to be able to be a part of the flow, or is this going to be too much for me to handle and I need to kind of get my own thing going? And the person I'm really kind of talking about is Brandon Ingram. I mean, they hyped this guy up for 2 years that you're going to be the guy, the ball's going to go through you. And understandably so. There's somebody coming in that has the years, has the experience, has the acclaim, and is coming in, and, it doesn't look like it's working. And that's going to be a point of where they kind of figure out what to do with him, because he's playing along now. But I think that's to kind of keep his value good, because I don't see him finishing this season as a Laker. If he does, I'll be surprised, and it will say more about him and his capabilities as a professional. But from a basketball side of it, it's not fitting right now, and they have some other things to kind of shore up as well. but that Ingram experiment, I think, is starting to come to an end. Now we're going to Sacramento and Phoenix. Sacramento, they're showing some signs of they're not as bad as they usually are, but it's early in the season. Every team kind of has that, new, fresh legs. Haven't played that many games yet. The travel's still good. It's when you get to those 60 games, 65 games where you're really like looking at a team and like, oh yeah, they have the X factor, or that's the one thing that they're missing. And for Sacramento, you didn't need to get to 60 games to kind of see that. So they're young. They have some things to prove. There's some players there that are really showing, if they can stay consistent, they can be a 500 plus team. And it's like, 500. Like, if you're talking about the Kings, like a 500 plus team is like good, like surprisingly good. So then you round out with Phoenix, and they might as well call themselves the Phoenix Rebuilders, because they've been rebuilding for like 6 or 7 years. In 2 or 3 years, we're going to make this. And, we're 3 years away from 3 years away, as some analysts say. And it's just like, they're always away. When are they ever going to bring it home? Phoenix is what it is. I mean, they have an amazing offensive player in Devin Booker, and DeAndre Ayton, I think, is going to bring something interesting to that element, and so they have some potential. There's more to be seen there. They need a few things, but right now they're too focused on trying. The organization is too focused on trying to get the next big person, and they're not really considering how to improve the players that they already have. And that's pretty much why they sit at the position that they sit at 4-18. So we're going to wrap this one up and finish up with the Southwest division for the Western Conference. Then we're going to talk about the conferences and just what's ahead. All right, let's go.